So many of my friends are already asking me na asa na daw yung review ko ng camera na to. So here it is finally. I'm doing a review of the Kate V's KP4 digital camera. I will be putting a link sa description para kapag mag-check out na kayo, ang mapupuntahan ninyong link is yung discounted prices nila. So, unahan ko na kayo. This was sent to me by the brand and nagulat ako nung nag-reach out sila sa akin that they wanted to send me a camera because siguro yung mga TikTok videos ko that time were mostly about my cameras. So, kaya siguro nahanap nila ako at nagsabi sila na mag-send sila sa akin ng camera. And you know what? I was so surprised kasi I've never heard of this brand. Mga alam ko lang Fujifilm, Canon, DJI, Sony, mga ganun lang. So, hindi ako familiar with the brand Kate V's, but I still wanted to review this kasi gusto ko yung itsura ng camera. So, sabi ko, sure, let's make a review about it. Guys, sa TikTok lang nila sinabi na gumawa ako ng video. I also posted this on my IG and FB story and nagulat ako kasi ang daming nagtanong sa akin kung magkano ko daw nabili yung camera, na they have been looking into buying this camera, ano daw masasabi ko, anong review ko. So nagulat ako because this camera, this brand pala is very well known to other people. So, in that time, I haven't really tried the camera yet, pero super na-excite ako na i-review to, na i-try tong camera na to that time because a lot of people knew about this camera pala and a lot of people are considering to buy this. So, ganito nila sinend yung camera sa akin. In this very cute package, and the moment na nakita ko tong box na to, sabi ko, sobrang ganda naman ng box na to. Parang it's giving PR package ng isang influencer, ganon. Meron siyang nakalagay dito sa gilid na own it, make it, set it. So, dito sa box, may nakalagay KP4 Professional, yung konting specs ng camera, and here. So, pag inopen mo yung box, ganito yung itsura niya. Oh, diba? Sinasabi ko, sobrang premium nung packaging, and sturdy siya. Hindi siya yung eme-eme lang na eme-eme lang na box. So, your bestie is here nakalagay. And ito yung mga inclusion. So, pinapili ako ng brand dun sa ipapadala nila sa akin and pinili ko yung 2-in-1 wide angle lens and macro lens na compatible dito sa camera na to. I also picked the 32 gig. Kasama siya dun sa isasend sa akin, and kapag bumili kayo, may kasama na din siyang SD card. So, pipili na lang kayo kung 16 gig, 32, 64, or 128. So, ako ang pinili ko lang 32 gig. And the other inclusions here, ko alam honestly kung ano to, pero kasama yan. Cleaning cloth. We have the manual here. We have the charging cable. China-charge lang din yung camera, guys. And this is using USB-A to USB-C type ng cable. Meron siyang neck strap included, and this is the camera. Meron na din siyang kasamang lens cap. First, i-describe ko muna sa inyo yung physical appearance ng camera, guys. Ang ganda. The reason why I accepted this nung nag-offer yung brand sa akin, nagpapadala sila sa akin ng camera, is yung itsura. Kasi, it looks really nice. Ang ganda niya. It reminds me of Fujifilm, ganun. But, what I don't like about this is ito. Yan. May nakalagay siyang logo ng Kate V's dito. So, when it comes to cameras kasi, personal preference ko, ayoko nung may mga ganyan, yung mga malalaking logo or whatsoever. Ayoko nung may ganyan. Hindi ko ma-explain. Ayoko marami nakasulat sa body ng camera tas ang lalaki ng fonts. So, yun lang. Yun lang naman yung masabi ko na ayoko sa physical appearance niya. But, and also this. To yung 5K Ultra HD na nakalagay sa taas. Daming nakalagay, yun lang yung ayoko sa itsura niya. But overall, I love how it looks like. Sa likod, we have here easy to access buttons. Ito yung zoom buttons. Itong camera na to kasi ang dami niyang sounds na ginagawa. So, buti na lang, meron din siyang button dito for the mute and unmute. And then we have the other buttons here. Ito naman sa taas, we have a dial here na medyo nahihirapan akong i-turn siya. Medyo maglalagay ka ng force before mo siya maikot. So, medyo matigas yung pag-ikot ng dial na to. But, andito na lahat ng camera modes, both photo and video modes. And then, ito yung shutter button. Dito sa kabilang side, ito yung pag-open ng flash. So, para i-open siya, you have to slide it here. Yan. Ganyan yung tsura ng flash niya. Yan. And magagamit mo yung camera both nang naka-pop up siya and hindi. So, gumagana yung flash for both. Nung una nagtataka din ako, kung gumagana yung flash na nakababa, bakit kailangan pa siyang nakataas? Bakit kailangan pa na may pop-up feature siya? Well, I found out na it's because of this external lens. So, kapag nakakabit na yung external lens dito at ginamit mo yung flash ng nakababa, medyo magkakaroon ng shadow sa lower part ng photo mo. So, kailangan mo talaga siyang i-pop up para hindi makasagabal yung external lens dun sa photo when you are using the flash. Then, meron siyang screen dito. Hindi siya touchscreen, but it's fine. And this is a 180-degree flip-up screen. It's not bulky at all, especially dito sa lens part. So, that's something that I really like. It's easy to bring. I have very small hands, pero kasyang-kasya siya dito ng isang grip lang. And it's super light. Super, super light. May plasticky feel siya, kaya din siguro, kaya siguro ang light niya, ang gaan niya, especially pag i-compare mo siya doon sa aking Canon M100. Mas maliit yung Sony ZV-1 ko dito, pero mas magaan siya. Also pala, sa ilalim, meron tayo ditong lagay ng tripod. So, that's it. So, let's proceed naman with the performance. So, i-on na natin siya. I forgot, meron din pala itong power button. Ito yung power on button niya. So, i-on natin siya. Yan. Yon, lumalabas yung logo ng Kit Bees. That's also something that I don't like. It takes a few seconds before siya mag-open kasi lalabas pa yung Kit Bees na logo. So for like 3 seconds pa siya magdi-display before mo ma-access yung pagtitake ng photos or video itself. This is what it looks like. Ito nyo na naka-display yung settings dyan. We have the date here, the time, yung battery, kung naka-on yung flash or hindi, and kung ilang photos pa yung pwede mong ma-capture. So, with the 32 gig na SD card na kasama dito, you can take approximately 1,900 photos. And when it comes to video naman, with a 32 gig SD card, you can film to up to 3 hours. Approximately 3 hours yung film time when you are using the 1080p and 30 fps. By the way, the brand is claiming that this camera is around 75 megapixels, but I don't think so. But the photo output and the video output are good, pero I don't think talaga na 75 megapixels siya. I will show you naman the zoom. Here. Ganyan siya mag-zoom. Mabilis lang yung zoom niya. Pero, significantly, nagdi-decrease yung quality ng photo and video kapag naka-zoom na. I think that's something you would want to consider. Naka-mute na siya ngayon, pero ipaparinig ko sa inyo kapag hindi na siya naka-mute. Ano, mag-picture ako Meron siyang sound. Ganon. May sound siyang ganon kapag hindi siya nakamute. And malakas siya. Hindi ko alam kung hindi ko pa nahanap yung setting kung paano siya hinaan or yun na talaga siya. Either mute or unmute lang siya. Pero for me, it's too loud. And ganito siya. Pag magpatake ka ng photo, may lalabas na ganyan. Yun. Capturing, please wait. So, yun. Yung mga pop-up windows na ganon, I don't like it. And ang tagal nung niya. Tingnan nyo. Pipicture ko. Click. Okay. 1, 2 seconds siyang nasa screen. Also, kapag hindi siya naka-unmute, may tunog kada pindot ng button. Also, sa display, kung ayaw nyo na may ganyan, pwede nyo naman tanggalin yung display. Ayan. May option siya na may grid din, and ayan, yung blanco lang siya. I honestly think that this is beginner-friendly. Ang bilis niyang i-navigate, especially sa menu. Sobrang straightforward ng menu. Resolution, white balance. It also has beauty mode, so if you guys want that, meron siya. Gear icon, pwede nyo i-off din dito yung sounds. Also, pwede mo siya i-connect sa Wi-Fi. Yun yung isa sa mga features na gusto daw ng mga tao about this camera, the Wi-Fi connectivity. Pwede mo rin i-adjust yung auto screen time out and auto power off para hindi masayang yung battery. But, let's talk about the battery. For me, ang ganda ng battery life nito. Kasi, I got this camera around a week ago. Okay? And after that, ginamit ko na siya non-stop. Both photos and video. Because gusto ko talaga yung pagka-vintage na output niya. Especially nung nilagyan ko na siya ng filters. Papakita ko sa inyo later yung mga filters. Alam nyo, once ko lang to chinarge. Buong 7 days na yun, once ko lang siya chinarge. And, may kita nyo, meron pang natitira na 2 bars dito from my last charge, which was a few days ago. So, battery life is good for me, especially kung mostly photos lang naman talaga yung maging use ng camera na to para sa inyo. So, now, let's go to the different photo and video mode. So, right now na andito tayo sa normal picture mode. Let's go to this continue pic. Okay, that's also one thing na napansin ko sa camera na to, yung paggamit niya ng words. Yung paggamit niya ng words, okay? So, medyo hindi siya madaling intindihin kung hindi ka familiar talaga kung ano ba yung continue pic. Pero I do feel like this is yung continuous yung pag-take niya ng photos. Siyempre, mahirap siyang intindihin kapag you're new to photography and hindi mo alam kung ano yung sabihin ng continue pic. So, yun yung lumabas kanina, di ba? So, that's something that I also don't like about this camera. We also have here yung color pic, which is yung different filters or effects ng camera na to. We have the color effect, which makes it very vibrant, black and white, negative, nostalgic for the filmy vibes. Cinnabar, this is mostly red. Yung U, ito, forest green, mostly green. Sea blue, mostly blue. Neon purple, mostly purple. We also have here celestial blue, yellow, dog eye, INS 1977. Blue colors, warm colors, light following, and holy ring. Yan, yung mga color effects niya. And honestly, ang favorite ko dito is yung color and yung warm colors. Because honestly, among all the filters na meron tong camera na to, yung dalawa na yun, yung parang feeling ko medyo similar to the Fujifilm output. So, I will be showing you guys sample photos of each camera effects or camera filters at the end of this video. So, at least you know that there's a lot of built-in filters dito. Para siyang Fujifilm na may mga built-in filters din. Now, I will show you kung gaano kalakas yung flash niya. Okay, I will show you first na gumagana yung flash niya even when nakababa siya ng ganyan. Look. Ang lakas ng flash, guys. Okay, let's try it nang nakaganyan. It's the same. The photo output. Grabe guys, ang linaw. Para siyang kinapture using a film camera. Ganun yung vibe niya. So, let's go to the other photo modes. Ito na yung last, yung time peak. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina along with the continue peak. Like, ano yung time peak? So, ako, as someone na medyo may knowledge na sa photography, alam ko na this is the photo mode na may timer. Pero, for beginners, medyo baka ma-confuse. Okay? It might be confusing to other people, especially sa mga nag-start pa lang kung ano yung time peak. So, I think that's something they should change. Baguhin nila yung term into something easier to understand for beginners. The video mode, we have here loop rec, time record, slowly rec, diba? You can just change it to slow motion para mas madaling intindihin. But, yun, ang nakalagay slowly rec, and normal record. So, you can see, walang delays. When it comes to videos, nakakasunod naman ng maayos. Yung camera, we are using the 1080p 30fps here. Both the video and photo outputs are good. Especially kung ang hinahanap mo talaga is yung parang analog film vibes. Hindi ka naghahanap ng parang pang professional yung output ng photos and videos mo, okay siya. Hindi siya yung parang camcorder. I also have a camcorder. Quality ng video niya, hindi siya parang camcorder. So I can differentiate because I already own one. The video output is crisp, pero hindi siya malinaw. Gets ba? You can still see the details ng binivideohan mo, pero madilim siya. So, okay siya sa details. Ibig sabihin, nakaka-capture niya even the slightest details sa video. Yun nga lang, madilim yung video output. Hindi siya maliwanag. Kung okay lang naman sa inyo yung medyo madilim, then that's fine. Kasi, kapag medyo tinaasan nyo na yung exposure, baka mag-significantly decrease na yung quality ng video. Let's go to this external lens na pinadala nila. So, I have one of this para sa Sony ZV-1 ko. I have a separate vlog about that. So, katulad siya neto. 2-in-1 siya. Isang macro lens, isang wide lens. To use the macro lens, ito lang gagamitin mo. Para magamit mo yung wide lens, have to attach them together. Ganito na itsura niya. Syempre, bulky na siya given that meron ng external lens. And the external lens, a lot heavier kaysa sa camera body. So, para lang din yung Sony ZV-1 ko. Na ang problem ko is, nagtitilt forward and downward yung camera pag hawak ko siya kasi mabigat. The external lens is around 5 times heavier than the camera itself. So, the external lenses do not affect the quality of the photos and the videos. So, walang increase nor decrease sa quality ng photo and video when using the external lenses. Honestly, sobrang useful netong wide-angle lens kapag isushoot mo yung sarili mo. Kasi, ang napansin ko dito is same as my Sony ZV-1. Kahit naka-arm length na ako, parang sobrang crop pa din yung mukha ko kapag finifilm ko yung sarili ko or pinipicturean ko yung sarili ko. That's why I bought a wide-angle lens for that camera. Same for this. Kapag wala siyang wide-angle lens, parang feeling ko I'm too cropped. Parang compressed na masyado ako doon sa scene. So, the external lens adds more of the background kapag nagpifilm ako ng sarili ko. Pero, kapag hindi ko naman pinifilm yung sarili ko, for example, I'm taking photos of other things, taking videos of landscapes, okay naman siya kahit walang wide-angle lens. Now, let's turn off the camera. Ipapakita ko sa inyo. 1, 2, 3, 4. May 4-second na goodbye siya after nyong pinutin yung power off button. Hindi naman siya nakaka-apekto sa performance ng camera. Siguro medyo nakakadagdag siya sa pag-drain. Nung battery, I don't know, hindi ko naman masyadong napansin kasi nga hindi naman mabilis mag-drain yung battery nito, but I feel like nakakadagdag siya. Would I recommend this? Honestly, yes. If you don't have the budget for a better camera. I have a lot of cameras kasi, so I can compare this sa ibang cameras ko. I have the Canon M100, Sony ZV-1, DJI Osmo Pocket 3, DJI Neo, DJI Action 5 Pro. I have 3 Sony Digicams, and I have the Instax Mini Evo. I think that's it. Hindi ko alam kung may nakalimutan pa ako. Kaya naka-compare ko sila, but they all have different purposes sa akin. So, ito, if you are looking for a vintage-like output, na maganda pa din yung output, as in, hindi siya yung malabo. Hindi siya yung super low quality na grainy na yung pictures and videos, but at the same time, hindi rin siya yung parang professionally shot, then this is a good option. Especially if you are looking for a budget camera, this is a good option. Kasi I think this is around 5,000 to 6,000, including this yung set na to. Most times, they are on sale, so makukuha mo na lang to around 3,000 to 3,500 if maabutan mo silang nakasale. Madalas silang nakasale. I will be putting a link sa description para kapag mag-check out na kayo, ang mapupuntahan ninyong link is yung discounted prices nila. To be honest, I would recommend this for everyone na nag-start pa lang sa photography or kahit hindi ka nag-start, basta naghahanap ka lang nung vintage output na hindi grainy yung photos and videos. This is a really good option. Also, if you're looking for a camera na meron na siyang built-in filters and yung filters niya na iba is very filmy, this is a good option. You are looking for a camera na magaan, ayaw mo ng mabigat na camera, this is a good option. You are looking for a sleek, yung maganda tignan na camera na para siyang Fujifilm, this is a good option. If you are looking for a camera na matagal malobat, especially if you're going to take mostly photos, this is a good option. So, when is this not a good option? First, if you have a budget. Kung kaya mo naman bumili ng Canon, kaya mo naman bumili ng Sony, kaya mo naman bumili ng Fujifilm, especially Fujifilm, I think wag ka na mag-settle for this. For 2, if you are going to buy a camera for professional photography, this is not a good option. First of all, wala masyadong manual settings dito. Yung mga other necessary settings na need mo i-change for professional photography, wala siya dito. But overall, I love this camera so much. This is something that I might be keeping. This is something that I will find myself using a lot, especially kapag pupunta ako sa mga concert, sa mga lugar that I would want flash photography. I think ito na yung maging go-to camera ko for that. I would rate this a good 9 out of 10. The reason why it's 9 out of 10 is simply because of these, ayun lang talaga, yung mga nakalagay na malalaking texts on the body of the camera and also yung mga windows na lumalabas pag on, off, and capturing yung photos. Yun yung reason kung ba't 9 out of 10 lang. Pero performance-wise, wala akong problema dito. So to share to you my love for this camera, I will be showing you guys some sample photos and videos using this Kate B's KP4 digital camera. or digital camera. And naka arm length na ako, and this is what I'm saying, na kapag film mo yung sarili mo without the external wide angle lens, it feels a little cropped. So we are in a low light setting. I am inside my room, so this is how it looks like. I'll also be attaching some videos na nasa labas ako so you guys can see.